Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn a new topic, The Schoolboy by William Blake, taken from your textbook Honeydew of Class 8. Let me give you a small introduction about the poet. William Blake was born on 28 November 1757 in Soho, London, England, and died on 12th August 1827, London, England. He was an English poet, painter, and printmaker. He is now considered an influential figure in the history of the poetry. He is held in high regard for his expressiveness and creativity and for the philosophical work in Songs of Innocence, a collection of poems by Blake. Let's look at the central idea of the poem. The Schoolboy is a poem taken from William Blake's collection Songs of Innocence. It is told from the perspective of a young boy going to school on a summer day. The boy loves summer mornings, but he had to go to school unwillingly. He sits at his desk in boredom and cannot pay any attention to the lesson in the class because he wishes to play outside in natural surroundings. Here, the author has compared young children, so full of energy and happiness, to songbirds who deserve to be free and fly with the winds. But, like songbirds trapped in a cage, children trapped in a classroom cannot express themselves and therefore their potential gets wasted. The speaker addresses parents in the final two stanzas, asking how if children are stripped of their ability to play and have fun in the summer season, how shall they grow and develop to the fullest extent? The poet is of the opinion that this world will be a sorrowful place in the absence of a happy childhood. The poet beautifully compares it with nature. He says that without a happy childhood, we shall only have a winter of sorrow. We shall never be able to experience the summer of joy. The poem teaches us that being parents, we shall take due care of our children. It is our duty to see that our children are happy, joyful, and free. If we want our generations to be happy and prosperous, we need to make their childhood a happy one. Let's come to the line-by-line explanation of the stanzas. Stanza 1. I love to rise in a summer morn when the birds sing on every tree. The distant huntsman winds his horn, and the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company! The speaker in this poem is a young boy who is joyful and likes to awaken in the fresh and delightful summer morning. Further describing the beauty of the summer morning, the boy likes the chirping of the birds on every tree, the sound of horn blown by the hunter from a distant field and sweet songs of the skylark bird. Stanza 2. But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. The speaker in this stanza says it is a matter of utmost disappointment to attend the school in such a sweet summer morning, where actually he wishes to enjoy the delight summer. He is tired and even puzzled under the strict supervision of his teacher. The phrase outworn refers to the eyes of the teacher that actually tires the boy. Instead of enjoying the pleasures of summer, the child has to compulsorily attend the school where he spends his day in boredom and sadness. Stanza 3. Ah, then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower, worn through with the dreary shower. The child expresses his tiredness. He sits unwillingly in the sea of boredom. The child keeps under control the attack on him by the harsh personality of the teacher and unnecessary lectures that showers meaningless words, and his urge for unchecked freedom. The learning's bower refers to a garden where the child can be taught in an interesting way. only if nature accompanies him instead of the school teacher. Stanza 4. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child when fears annoy but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? Again in this stanza, the poet compares the child with a bird. According to his view, a bird which is born cheerful and fun-loving can never sing sweet songs if caged. Similarly, a child if remained under the umbrella of annoying fear and tension, the distrust of his teacher can never enjoy the natural instincts of joy and playfulness. Indeed, a world full of rigid course of discipline will ruthlessly take away the beautiful springs, that is, the childhood days of a person's life. Therefore, the poet wants to say that if a child is kept in a cage over here means under strict discipline and is always under fear and tension, he will not be able to grow as an independent child and his childhood will be full of disappointment and unhappy one. Let's come to stanza 5. O father and mother, if buds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day, by sorrow and care's dismay. Here in this stanza 5, the boy is complaining to the highest authority, that is his parents, to his father and mother, that if a budding child, budding over here means a growing up child, is picked and swept off in the early stage of life in an ocean of sorrow, where there is no one to care for. Therefore, the child is complaining to his parents that if a budding child, means a child who is growing up, is picked and forcefully left into the ocean of sorrow, where there is no one to care for him, what will happen? His childhood will always be unhappy one. If unhappiness crushes the sensitive plants, beautiful and the newborn buds, summer can never be joyful. And therefore, he's comparing with the nature, saying that if unhappiness rules his life, therefore the newborn buds will never be able to enjoy a beautiful summer. Let's come to stanza 6. How shall the summer arise in joy or the summer fruits appear? In this stanza, the poet is trying to say that if care and concern rule over the plants, flowers, birds, such a summer will be dry and will bear no fruit. The child inquires his parents as to how they can win back what pain or sadness has destroyed. If the plants perish or dry up due to the pain or sorrow, no fruit will be there in the season of autumn. This implies that if childhood pleasures and joys are restricted, one has to be very sure that the adult life will be absolutely dry and unproductive. Therefore, the poet is trying to say that if a child in his younger days is put in strict discipline or in strict supervision by the teacher or his parents or in his surroundings, the child will not be able to grow up in a natural environment. If a child is restricted, not given enough freedom to live in his natural surroundings, his adult life will also be in unhappiness. He will live an unhappy life.